Super cool radio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matthew Thomas. This is Super Cool Radio. I got a great guest with me at this time. He's an awesome guitarist, teacher, composer, and producer, and very recently released a brand new album entitled Psicosis 21. Please welcome Hugo Mijanos.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Your Spanish. Yeah, it's well done. Yeah, thank you.
I try my best, so thank you. Anyone not familiar, you are released Psicosis 21 under the HM project.
Yep.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thanks for you. Thanks to you that you invite to your program, and it's. I told you that it's been a while since I was speaking in English like this way, but I will try my best, and I'm very happy to be with you. Thank you, Matthew.
Of course, I'm very interested to chat with you. I was reading your bio on the website, so definitely got a lot of cool things I definitely want to talk about in this interview. So, so starting off, like pretty much before you started music, I read you originally went to school for medicine, but you made the switch to music. What kind of brought that switch, that change?
Well, it was a hard time for me to decide which will be my, my way, my profession, how to follow my passion, because my family, my mom and my dad are doctors. My mom is a dentist and my dad is a doctor. So it was difficult to make them understand that my way was in the artist side of the life, if you want to see it that way. And they were worried about that I will dedicate my entire life to play music, to whatever, to be in the music world. So they were like worried and a little bit angry at first. So I decided to go to medicine school. I spent 5 years. Almost I finished. I was done in the career. And when I was in the last 2 years, I felt really bad because it was the hardest time. Were really tough times in the medicine school. Every time I was at the hospital, I can't at that moment play enough guitar like I used to be before that. So it was really hard for me, and that was the moment when I decided I don't want to continue my life this way. I want to switch my future to the music way and to the artist, like universe. So I decided that was hard. I was worried also about what is going to happen because I was not so young to start a professional career. But I started playing at 14 years. So in some way I was like used to be inside the music world. I was playing a lot of guitar. I had a lot of bands. I was playing in big gigs, so it wasn't so hard. I wasn't starting at 0 point, so I was advancing in some way, in some matter. So it was more the decision, the one that was really hard to make. But once I made it, everything started to flow in a, I think, peaceful and positive way.
It's I always like starting where people started their music career because I find it always very interesting, and especially making a change like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you weren't new to music, to playing guitar and all that, but definitely had to be a little bit of a little bit of a challenge with the shift and stuff. But
yeah,
I think you made the right decision. You've checked out your music. I really dig what you're doing, and obviously, as I said, you're also a producer and a teacher as well.
Yeah, I started at the beginning just like a guitar player. You know what? My dream was like I want to be like Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, John Petrucci, maybe some jazz stuff like Pat Metheny. I was really innocent, an innocent boy because I was so dreamy about my future. So I play a lot of guitar at that moment, and I was dreaming all the time to be in big stages and playing my own music and playing guitar. That was only my point. But when I start to work in this industry, you know, it's hard. You have to make a lot of things to survive, to make it go, because I have a family, so it's hard. And then I start to teach when I was like 20, 21. I have my first lessons. You know, I teach to my neighbor, to my father, some songs, you know. And then when I finished my degree, I started to work at that school at University Fermata. It's called Fermata. So I switched my place to Guadalajara. I was living at Mexico City. So I switched to Guadalajara, and here in Guadalajara, I start to make some books, some music books of guitar, harmony, and other stuff. Also, I start to play some different kind of gigs, like some, you know, more popular stuff, like playing in weddings and playing in bars, different kinds of music. And that in that point, I was like starting to really know what was to be living in this music world, in the music industry. Like in Mexico is hard, and I was really enjoying it. I start to be a professor at university in Guadalajara called Fermata, and then ULM. It was a big school. I was teaching a lot of stuff, and I learned a lot. I think that in that point I learned the most that I know right now. Not when I was studying, because you know, when you're learning and you're at the college, there's a lot of things that you can absorb really to really introduce to yourself. Like I really know that it's inside me. It was just like a rational thing, and that's okay, I know that. But to really made it happen, it was when I was just teaching the younger generations.
Yeah, the kind of deep learning, like I remember when I was going to studies, you know, studying for stuff. It was like I know just enough to get by and, you know, get a good grade and all that. But become a teacher, you really have to know inside and out of what you're teaching, because you're teaching new people who might be new to this. I think it definitely reinforces what you're teaching to kind of relearn yourself almost.
Yeah, a lot. There are a lot of terms that you have to really like dominate, like be like really sure what you're talking about. And one thing is that you know it rationally or play it, but another really different kind of thing is to teach that, to be like easy with the guys, you know, to speak slow or speak in the right way that they can understand what you're talking about. It's not so easy like it seems sometimes, because there are great musicians but really bad teachers, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, like people who may know inside and out about how to play an instrument, they can't convey how to, like, you know, how to teach somebody to play the instrument like them. It's kind of funny, like people can know to teach themselves, but they can't really like express how to teach it to somebody else.
Yeah, it's a science, man. I think that sometimes it's like a gift that we have to know how to like spell correctly the words, the terms, the music, the like to translate that language to a human being that is interested, like we were in some time. It's like returning to that point when you were like aware that there were a lot of new things that you can learn, and to be with eye wide opens to everything that you can learn.
For sure. And before we jump into talking about Psicosis 21,
Yeah.
since you're a musician, you're a teacher, what's some of the best advice for someone thinking about playing an instrument or starting to become a musician?
Well, at first, I think that the first advice, and I'm like having some issues with new generations right now, is that the first thing that you have to possess, to have, is a lot of passion to the music, to the art, in like a human being that wants to learn some really magic stuff. Be really aware of everything and try to understand that in an artistic way, and to have passion for music is the first thing I think that is the most important one. When you have that, the other thing that you have to do is like just working hard in your instrument, working hard in your ear training, the most that you can. You'd also have to learn too much things right now. Is not just to play, perform well at the stage, at the gigs. Right now, you have to try to compose, try to produce, to know to how to manage a DAW, Logic, Pro Tools, every tool that you have to really dominate it so you can translate your ideas or your work in something really with a lot of quality, because right now it's not enough just to play well an instrument. And what I see in new generations is like some of them, not them all. I see more than in other like students, is like that lack of passion. I think that they don't understand very well what is this about. Technology nowadays, is more easy to produce something. Is more cheap. You can make it in your own home with your own tools, and maybe you can make a song with few harmony tools, or you can make a groove and it will be cool, and then put a beat and mix it like in your own way, make a little master, and okay, that's my single, and please follow me on Spotify, and I'm one of the billions guys that are like uploading music every day, So that is the point where I'm like not so convinced that is the way, because the passion, the art is the other thing that we have to embrace, to have this like, I don't know how to say it, like, yeah, it's passion. It's just passion.
I totally agree, because you can't teach passion. Like, people have to be passionate about the music they're creating, the art that they're creating, and if they don't have that drive or like the want to create the art, it's not going to be as good as it could be.
Yeah, totally agree too. Yeah,
definitely. But something very cool that was recently released on November 26th.
Yeah.
Is Psicosis 21, your brand new album under HM Project. So what's kind of the idea behind HM Project? I know it's kind of your solo thing, but what's kind of the concept of HM Project?
Well, first I started the concept like just, it's my project. I am Hugo Mijanos, it's HM Mijanos, Hugo in English. I just wanted to play my own music and to play with another guys, At that time, I was playing with a great quartet here from Guadalajara called Quartet Johnson. So we were making good stuff. We were playing at festivals. We were traveling around the country, and we were making a lot of good music. But the issue was that I was composing some ideas, and that ideas weren't received so well for them. They were like, that idea is okay, but I'm not so sure that it will be like, well, that makes some wealth to the band. So there were like 3 or 4 songs that were like, not a good idea, not a good idea, not a good idea. So I was like, well, I'm gonna do my own music, my own stuff, and that's the way I started. Just like myself, like I want to express my music, and also it was like a way to start to play my music and others' music and play with more musicians from Guadalajara, because in this town there are a lot of great musicians, and I was like hungry for that, for learning, for more people playing different stuff. In that moment, I was more in like the jazzy world, in the instrumental stuff world, and the idea wasn't never like Psicosis 21 or Metempsychosis, the previous album, was never in that way. It was just, I want to play with some guys, record it, and be in more festivals. Like in the jazz world, I'm not a jazz player as well. I'm not as good as, as a jazz purist guy that knows everything about jazz. I just love the music and love some stuff and learn from that stuff that I love. But nowadays, that way or direction that I had from the original HM project idea was influenced a lot by the pandemic world that we're living in. I was like worried about what is going to happen with my work, with my family, will I survive? Will they survive? So I decided to be not so much paranoid and start to work in something to sublimate that idea. I was like sure that it was the moment, the precise and right moment to start a new way of exposing my ideas. They are really similar to the previous stuff. If you listen to my discography, they're like similar ideas, but in this moment, I want to make some rock stuff, more heavy guitars. I bought a Strandberg 8-string guitar, so I was like, let's play with that guitar. Let's make some distortion, high gain amps, dig into that world, because all that previous stuff was more like Strat stuff, more jazzy sound, fat chords, and more clean sound. And now I want a more tough and punchy sound, So the lyrics, the ideas, the sounds, the atmosphere that I created was more about like what I was looking at the, diaries, at the Facebook and all the media. It was like, let's translate that ideas and that what I looking in that TV to my music and my way of living right now. So that was the turning point, I think so.
Yeah, I kind of picked it up, especially listening to Psicosis 21. It's more heavier. It has a little bit more heavy. Like there's still like, it breaks it up with like kind of lighter. You're throwing a little bit of pop elements. I've noticed like a little bit, or jazz, as you said. But definitely, I think the chords they definitely they feel more heavy. Like I really enjoyed Collective Madness.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was my favorite off the new album, because it's heavy, but then you kind of break it up a little bit, but then the heaviness kind of returns a little bit. So that's what I really like. Has a really nice flow to the song.
Yeah,
and the laugh too. I really like the laughing in there too.
Yeah, that laughing was my best friend is Valentina. She's my best friend since we were at kindergarten. So her laugh is really loud and really weird. So you can listen to it in that track. So she sent me a voice message here in WhatsApp, and I was like, hey, can I record it and make a sample with that? Of course, do it, please. So I did it, and it's really funny because if you see the lyric video, in that part there's like a clown laughing, but the clown is sad and it's like with depression and with some weird emotion. So yeah, Collective Madness is really interesting, the concept and the changes where is like the part of what is happening, but the it's like more brilliant and more sunny and more peaceful, but the lyrics are still have a lot of melancholy and like depression, like the emotion of the time. In that time, my best friend passed away for COVID. He died in January 23. So I was really upset, and I was like trying to get my best in all my different areas in my life, the way I was like living and surviving that emotion that was so hard. He was my best friend since primary school, elementary school, I think so. So they were hard moments, and that was like a way to express myself.
It definitely was, definitely with the pandemic and everything that obviously happened, involving that, like people need a little bit of a way to express themselves, like to kind of cope even with everything that was going on. I definitely picked up kind of the mood and the kind of themes throughout the whole album.
Yeah, the whole album is like a reflection, a mirror of myself and what I see from my friends, my family, my Facebook contacts. It's like we're in a big net, and we're connected, and we all can really get into one or two or three or maybe the entire album. But the way I have been receiving a lot of messages that they told me, hey man, the last song, Mona, why is that dog barking or crying? Because my dog, my she dog, she was a she dog, passed away 1 or 2 months away. And I was also upset, and I wanted to make like a tribute to her. So they were crying when they called me, or they were like texting me. And they were like, I was really into that song, and I understand your feel, And Collective Madness is also the same kind of. It's like it's tough, it's hard, it's punchy, but the shiny part, is weird, but it's like I'm into that emotion too. And Lights On is also a song that talks about please, I want more light, I want no more darkness, and get away from me, shadows, So there are every song is like a little story and an emotion that we as human beings can be compatible, to share that stuff. Maybe you're in another country, I'm in Mexico, but we connect with that, and that's the point of HM Project right now.
Yeah, definitely. I really picked up on that. And it's cool how music is very universal. As you said, we live in two very, very different countries and cultures, but we can still connect with music. And I think the emotions expressed in HM Project is very relatable to anyone living in any kind of country. It's the kind of that basic feeling, especially anyone going through the pandemic, which was all of us. Had kind of the same emotions and feelings. Anyone losing a loved one or good friend, they have those same kind of feelings that can be expressed through music that sometimes words are hard to talk to people about.
Yeah, words are like not enough to express what some emotions are really big. I think that we are like, as composers, like architects of sounds, and we design some kind of worlds. Like when I am composing, I don't know what's going to happen next. It's like if you were on a roller coaster, you're going like really fast, and you don't know what's going to happen next. Is down, up, or you're going to turn in circles. That's the same. I start a composition, and then I don't know what happened next. It's like just connect to something bigger, and work hard, really hard to get the song completed.
For sure, and sometimes it's easier to kind of do that, take that journey instead of planning out like I want to do it like this, I want it to sound like this. It's kind of just kind of play what you're feeling or how you're feeling. To kind of express yourself, what you can't necessarily say, but you can express yourself while you're writing a song.
Yeah. Writing is a really deep process. It's a really it's a personal thing that you have to expose to the others that you maybe even never seen in your life, or so it's like if you're like nude in front of the audience and look at me, I make that lyric, and I was sad, but right now I'm good to be with you and playing these songs, and it's really weird, but it's beautiful in the same way.
Yeah, music is so beautiful. Just as you said, like to be able to feel those emotions, but then to play it for other people, it's just cool. Music is beautiful. That's why it's one of my favorite things. It's just the way just the way you're able to connect with people
Yeah,
without really even having to talk to somebody. You can still connect with them.
sure. It's really emotional and connect us as human beings.
Exactly, and it's universal as well. So, like, what's kind of your writing process for the HM project? Like, how do you build a song? Do you start with the music? Do you go like with the lyrics, the idea? Like, where do you start?
Well, first I start. Almost every idea starts with we're practicing guitar. Almost every song was started in the same way. I was playing my Strat, my Strandberg, I don't know, making some arpeggio, some riff, listening to different. I have a Kemper stage, so maybe I was like twitching the sounds, and I start to group something, record it, then make a drum for that, and they play some bass or in the in Logic program some bass line. And when the entire song completes, after that I make the lyrics and the melody first, and after all that the lyrics. Um, I've been trying to make a song in Spanish for my best friends in Spanish, but it's harder than making it in English because I listen, I think so, more music in English, and it's harder to make lyrics in Spanish, definitely.
I've heard about that with a few other languages too. I've talked to some people from Mexico, so it's kind of funny. Like, I've heard people from Mexico say that. I've heard people from Italy say that too about that.
Wow.
It just doesn't. The language just doesn't necessarily work with like kind of the more rock based.
Yeah.
They said like folk and pop the language works out better, but it's harder to convey that with like rock and metal because it just doesn't line up as well.
Yeah, it's really weird because I speak Spanish all the time, and I listen music in Spanish, but the rhyme is different, and sometimes when you listen your lyrics in Spanish, sometimes you feel like, man, that sounds stupid. I don't know why. It's weird. It's weird. But well, after I complete the lyrics and make the model of all the music, I send the specific. I send the model or the pre-track. I don't know how to translate that. Like the MP3, but not the mix one, the master one. Like the model. I send it to the bass player Gayos, to the drummer, and make your magic, make it happen. I don't gonna correct anything. I trust you, so please give me some magic in my music. And that's the way I was composing since 2020.
And definitely, and I know you've worked with quite a few different people for the HM project, and like obviously they're good friends of yours as well. But like, did you have these people in mind already? Like when you already had the idea for the song, like I want to use this person for this instrument, or you're like, hey, this would be good, or do you approach someone going, hey, this would be cool if you would add your style to this song? Like, how do you approach people with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I have a lot of musician friends that want to collaborate in this project, or just to perform some jamming, or being hanging with music. So when I listen to a specific song, almost done, almost at the last stage of the process, when I was starting to mixing, or I was like, I want that guy to record my bass in the song. I'm gonna ask him. So why this guy? And I'm talking about Keyo. Keyo is a bass player. Is the most like the Mexican in the Mexican bass world. Is like the top of, or maybe the top 5 of Mexico. I was a little like, I have like a little shame that to be like, hey Keyo, do you want to record my bass? And he was like, "Man, I love that song, of course." And the idea I had in that moment was because his sound is huge and he knows a lot of rock, and he listens a lot of music, and we knew each other since a lot of years ago, and we were like having good friendship, and I was really surprised for the last stage of the process when he sent me the track, or the bass track. I was amazed, and every time I ask to some friend that please record any instrument, when they send me their instrument recorded, the song, it was like in this place. When they send me their instruments, is just grows a lot. It make it bigger, better sound quality, more humanized, more like more passion, more magic.
Yeah, I like the what you say with magic, because it's incredible. Like they took the bass track of your idea, and they put their own kind of spin, kind of style on it, and it just makes the song feel much bigger. It's more I don't know. I don't exactly know how to say it, but it sounds bigger. It has that just uniqueness to it.
Yeah, uniqueness is a word, I think. It would be maybe the same bass line. Maybe I transcribe it and send it to another friend, and it will sound really different because the uniqueness, the quality of their sound in the fingers, their gear, their ears, their humor. I don't know. It will change surely a lot in the song. Surely.
For sure, it has that human aspect to it. I watched a YouTube video a few days ago. I forget his name. I was just kind of flipping through YouTube.
Yeah.
And he sent a guitar riff to 5 drummers, and he said, "All right, add a drum part to this song." And same music he sent everyone, and they all had different styles to it. They all had different ideas for the song, just based off the same idea.
Wow, yeah. There's also a really interesting video with Adam Neely. He's a YouTuber really famous around the world. Yeah, that guy make an experiment with the Locrian mode. So he spec really different scenarios with 5 different musicians making a composition in Locrian, because theoretically that mode is, you can practice that mode. You can you can compose over the structure, the harmonic structure of Locrian. But the result is impressive because they make really cool stuff. They prove that you can use Locrian to make a song, and it's really most of the same. It's the same scale, the same tonality, but the ideas, the world that is inside us is amazingly different.
Exactly. It's like when you listen to music, everyone has their kind of different ideas, or like they get the different imagery of what the song could be. Even though it's the same song, everyone listens to the song the same way, but everyone kind of has their own kind of ideas and imagery from it, even though it's the exact same song for everybody.
Yeah, it's weird. That's why sometimes I love to listen at YouTube, different covers. I don't know, Jimi Hendrix cover, and the way they perform as a band. I don't know, like Purple Haze or whatever. It's really interesting to know their approach, the way they feel that song and make it sound different, and it's the same song that we know.
Exactly, and yeah, that's why covers are. I'm always curious when bands do covers, because it's interesting. Because are you gonna do are you just gonna play it exactly how it is? You can put your own style on it. It was funny. I was listening to Disturbed last night.
Wow!
And I didn't know they did a cover of Living After Midnight. And I come on, I'm like, I think that's a cover song. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. So it's kind of funny because it had a little bit of their Disturbed style, however you want to classify whatever they do.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I didn't even know they did a cover like that.
Wow, yeah, it's interesting. One of my favorite bands is Deftones. The song of "If Only Tonight We Can Sleep," the Cure cover, the way they approach, I like really, really more than the original one. The way that Chino make the melody his own, and the way he translate the basic idea of the Cure and how they transform to that is really, really impressive, and have a lot of wow, magic again.
Exactly, because again, as we were saying, like people kind of interpret the songs, differently. That if you probably asked 5 bands to cover that song, they would all come up with 5 different ideas. It's just cool how people like, this is how the song is, but this, what if we did it like this, or we changed it like, just a little, change these parts here to make it feel like our own.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Totally agree too.
For sure. And as I'm wrapping up this interview, since we're talking about music we've been listening to, so what kind of music have you been listening to this week?
Well, I've been listening a lot to a band called Leprous. I don't know if you know that band. It's not so famous, but it's amazing. The way the singer is how he interpreted the melodies, and the band is really, really great. It's like progressive. It's really. It was. I found that band in the on Spotify list of, I don't know, new progressive metal, something like that. Okay. And when I listened to the melody and the singer, I was really impressed. And the band is like have a tight concept, and it's a huge sound. I really recommend that. Leprous. I don't know if it's well spelled or pronounced. It's like the Leprous.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna check them out. As you might know, I listen to a lot of different music just because it's just what I love. It's what I like doing. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check them out.
Yeah, it's really a good recommendation. I put it on the chat. Leprous, if it's not well pronounced.
Thank you. I'm definitely gonna check them out. This week I've been listening to. I saw Disturbed last month, so I've been kind of still on the Disturbed kick.
Wow!
And I heard they're working on new music, so I'm very curious what it's gonna sound like. But they put on a great show. It was very
wow,
incredible. Yeah,
great band, man. I would love to see them in a live scenario.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely worth it. They have a new Hard Rock Casino opened up like an hour from me, so it was the first ever metal show they had there, because they were doing like small, just kind of small rock shows at a separate part of the casino, but then they opened a big venue, music hall, and they said, "Hey, we're bringing Disturbed for our first show here." So I was like, "Sign me up! I will be there."
Wow, man! Wow,
so
wow!
Fun.
Great.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, like the whole the line like wrapped around like the whole inside of the casino. There was like a 2,000 capacity there, so like it was like everybody, like everybody was there.
Wow, it was full. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely very cool, and I've been listening to Disturbed pretty much almost every day since then.
Yeah, I know that. I know that feel that you like traumatized by the concert, and you're like, I have to listen to them 24/7. No.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just especially when it just sticks in your mind. Like any concert you go to, like if the band, you're so impressed with them, like I want to listen to you guys again more, or find more music by them. Like, oh, I didn't even know you released this music. Now I got to listen to it, kind of thing.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
For sure. But as I'm wrapping up this interview, anyone curious, where can they find HM Project online, your work and all that stuff?
Well, I post everything in my Instagram. How do you say, profile, and you can find me like HM Project _music. You can type that, and also in Facebook the same HM Project. I'm at Spotify. The issue is that I have to put the H.M Project. The dot was because they didn't accept the HM because weird stuff. So H.M Project, and I have a webpage that you can follow with a website. It's HugoMijangosProject.com. I will type it in the chat, so maybe you can share it.
Yeah. I will. I'll leave those links in the description of this podcast. Anyone's curious to check them out, definitely check out the description. You get all the information, all the links for HM Project. And as we're kind of wrapping up this year, it's already December of 2021, meets 2022, right around the corner, coming up very fast.
Really fast.
What's kind of the plans for 2022?
Well, I want to perform the 2 albums that I make at pandemic times. So it will be I hope so that Omicron, mutation don't keep us like in our homes anymore. I want to perform this music live in different states of Mexico. I have a big plan to perform with big musicians, and I'm really, really looking forward that I can do that. So it's my wish and my will, and I'm working right now over there. I think that maybe I will compose 2 singles, maybe. But the next year definitely is for playing music and for making true fans, like not just like the fans that you can approach with the media. I want fans or music that like my stuff, going to the concerts and looking to the band, listening, feeling the beat of the drum kick and the guitar really in front of you. I want that. It's my wish. I really, really, really want that.
Definitely. I really like to experience music live, and I hope people get to do that with HM Project, especially,
Thanks.
Hopefully you guys get to be able to do shows and stuff, because music is a live experience. In my opinion, it should be experienced live. It's cool to listen to music. I love doing it, but it's a little different to actually see someone playing music live.
Yeah, it's totally a different experience. It's cool to have your headphones or your good, stereo in your house. But going to a concert and listening to a good audio quality, a good engineer, a good band, a good performer, it is the best thing in the world, I think, too. I agree with that.
You can't beat it. You really can't.
Yeah.
But Hugo, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. Had a really great time chatting with you. Please check out Stream Support. Give a like to the HM Project. Links will be in the description. Check it out. I think everyone will really enjoy it.
Thank you, Matthew, and a big hug to you guys. Thanks a lot.
Of course, Hugo Mijanos of HM Project. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio, and stay frosty.